Hi, and welcome to my channel. I'm Eloise, and today I want to talk to you about 4 fragrances that I've been sampling from the very popular French perfume house, Sora Dora. Sora Dora fragrances have been very popular. I've been curious, and I ordered 4 samples. I tested them, I wore them, and I'm ready to talk about them. Let's get into it. The first one is one of my favorites, Mallow. Mallow is a pretty, sweetened, floral fragrance. It's very delicate. It's sweet, but not too sweet. It's floral, but not too floral. It's so perfectly balanced. You have the orange blossom, and then you have the fruity raspberry note, and there's sugar to sweeten up the fragrance. And while it's sweet and yummy and reminiscent of a marshmallow, there's also almonds and heliotrope and pink peppercorns, which I think prevents this from being too sweet. It's so pretty. And although it's a sweet fragrance, I get a little bit of the violet coming through. The fragrance gets less sweet, gets a little powdery. The orange blossom remains delicate, so that what you have is a very pretty, sweetened, floral fragrance, a touch of fruitiness and a nutty note, so that the floral is not overbearing and it's not too strong and it's not cloying. It's perfect. I really, really like this. I see myself wearing this in the spring and summer, and I think that I will be getting a bottle of Mallow. It's full bottle worthy in my opinion. Next is Mandorle. To be completely honest, at first sniff, the first time that I sprayed this and tried it, I thought no. And it took a few tries before I really enjoyed this. So to me, this opens up as a boozy almond fragrance, an almond extract. As it starts to dry down, I get the sweetness from the vanilla and the tonka bean. There's also heliotrope in here, which is an almondy type sweetness, and there's cashmere. So there's a creaminess and a gourmand aspect to the fragrance, but this is definitely not a juvenile gourmand, it's a dark gourmand. It's boozy, it has a leather note, it has sweetness. It's a beautifully layered fragrance, it's not linear, it's very interesting and unique. And I really ended up falling in love with this fragrance. I envision being in a room with wood paneling and burgundy leather chairs, a glass of dark rum, and almonds that were soaking in almond extract and dusted in a dark cocoa powder. I think this is a great fall and winter fragrance, definitely full bottle worthy, and I'll be looking to get a bottle of Mandorle in the next couple of months. Next up is Jany. At first sniff, I thought, wow, this is fruity and sweet. I thought I was smelling pineapple. I couldn't quite detect what fruit I was smelling. I was picking up on floral notes. There was something familiar peeking through the sweetness. I wasn't sure if I was smelling anise or cinnamon. And after a couple of minutes, as it dried down, it was really apparent to me that this was a cinnamon apple gourmand fragrance. To me, this is reminiscent of the fall with the apple and the cinnamon. It's as if you took a puff pastry and you put slices of apple on top and you sprinkle that with hazelnuts and a dusting of cinnamon and you bake it. That's what this fragrance smells like to me. And I envision a hot cup of peach tea with a stick of cinnamon to accompany that delicious tart. I think it's the perfect fall gourmand. I think it's totally unisex. This is an edible gourmand. If you like fragrances like Xerjoff's Italica, I think that you would love this. And the longevity is great. This was on my skin for 10 hours. I could still smell it, and it's so yummy. Jany by Sora Dora. And last is one of Sora Dora's newer releases, Ylop. This opens up sweet and fruity, not bright, slightly boozy. You have the fruity notes, the apricot, the osmanthus, which is apricot-like and creamy. You have the sweetness from the vanilla, but then you have the tea and the rosemary note, which I think prevents this from being overly sweet. I thought it was going to be another of their gourmands, but it actually mellows out into a beautiful tea fragrance. So while it starts out fruity and sweet, the sweetness mellows down. It mellows out into this beautiful apricot tea-like fragrance. There is sweetness, there is a nuttiness to this, and in the end I get an apricot tea fragrance. It's a very clean scent. It's calming, it's relaxing. I'm envisioning a hot cup of apricot flavored tea and a savory pastry to go along with it. I love the dry down of this fragrance. It opens up very differently, and I find the dry down very cozy and clean and comforting. I really like this. I think this would make a great everyday fall fragrance. Ylop by Sora Dora. So I'm very impressed with the 4 fragrances that I tested from Sora Dora. I look forward to testing some other samples. There are other Sora Dora fragrances that I have my eye on. Thank you for watching, guys. Please let me know what you think of these Sora Dora fragrances, if there are any others that you recommend that I should try or that you'd like to see reviewed. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.